Ever looked at your animation and thought, why does this feel off? Even when the poses are solid. It might be this. Twinning. And I don't just mean mirrored poses. There's another kind that sneaks into your shots and most people don't even think about it. Twinning and timing. Let's break down what it is, why it ruins your believability, and how to fix it. Clean and simple. In real life, our movements are full of delays, overlaps, and offsets. One part leads, another one follows. Even if you're just standing still, your weight shifts slightly. But when everything in your shot moves at once, nothing feels prioritized. There's no rhythm, there's no internal life. Just synchronized motion that feels flat. Now let's show you the same animation, but with twinning fixed. Let's break this down. We see this pose has turned into this pose. See how the pelvis weight has shifted over to this leg here, and there is more asymmetry in the arms. Notice how this one's a little bit more extended and lower, this one's a little higher, that there is a slight tilt in the body, and even the facial expression is slightly asymmetrical. And that goes all throughout the shot. Notice how here the body's completely stiff and straight, whereas here it's moving from screen right to screen left. Not just the posing, but the timing is different. There is offset in how this hand is curling up first and then dropping also first before this one for a little bit of an offset. And the hands are moving before the body is. You're just dropping, and only after does the pelvis really go screen left. If we look at the head also, you can see there is an expression compression before even the arms have reached the anticipation for the pose. The facial expression also explodes before the arms even extend. But when everything in your shot moves at once, nothing feels prioritized. There's no rhythm, there's no internal life. It's just synchronized motion that feels flat. It's not really entertaining to look either. It's just stuff moving rather than animation on a character. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is the face. See how both sides are also completely symmetrical? This is because we only mirror the pose. Obviously, there is an anticipation. We can see the compression here. The principles are there. But if we apply the same principles to the face, see how right off the bat, we have asymmetry here. Look how this corner is slightly higher, slightly pulled out more than this one. Notice how this brow is slightly higher, but still connected to this one here. This eye is a little bit more open. We can see the wedge, which is this shape that is opening towards the screen left. And this is going all throughout the shot. Here you see there's a wedge inversion. So now we're seeing the conversion come to this side instead for contrast, just exactly what we want. Here there's an explosion again. We can see the wedge converging over to here again. This pose has asymmetry. This eye is more open than this one. And we can see the mouth is slightly tilted in favor of this direction and the wedge. This asymmetry is much more organic and believable than just a flat face. So how do we fix twinning? Well, first you need to spot it in your shot. Look at timing between body parts. Is the head moving at the same time as the arm? Are both hands hitting at the same keyframe? It could be that your animation is clean, and it's good that the animation is clean, but it could be too clean. You're going to offset your timing, or you're going to think about your timing differences while you're actually posing or creating your breakdowns. So for instance, if I am creating this action here of raising the arms, I can grab my main arm controllers. In this case, it's going to be the FK controllers, and I'm going to make them fall a little sooner, maybe even sooner. I'm going to just middle click and drag so that I create a keyframe here so that his screen left arm is moving a little bit sooner. I'm going to do the same thing moving down. Here, I'm going to go close to this keyframe where there's a perfect extension of the arm. I'm going to go like one frame before. I'm going to middle click and drag it sooner so that it falls sooner. And maybe I went a little bit too overboard. Here you go. You can see there's already something more organic going on. Another thing we can do is grab both arms, really, and have them drop before the body. To do that, I'm just going to select these keys where both arms drop. I can grab these two keys, pull them maybe 2 frames sooner, and now I have my arms dropping before the body begins to push upward. Now, if you want to break this symmetry that we're seeing and upward motion only, we can also add some diversity. We can create an animation layer here, adding only the root. We create a key in the beginning, create a key at the end, and we're gonna finish the pose with a slight asymmetry. I'm just gonna slightly tilt the body in this direction, move it over here to create a slight weight shift. And now take a look at what happens. It is slightly tilting over to one side. You can do the same thing for the head. You can do the same thing for the feet. So here's another example animated for you. Watch how stiff it feels in the first pass. Everything moves together. We can see the timing is even. We can see the poses, even though there are slight delays, everything is pretty much unnatural. Here's the same shot, but with the twinning fixed. In this case, twinning in the timing. One part leads, the other one follows. I'm going to show you in different angles. Take a look at this pose, for instance. This pose is completely symmetrical. Take a look at what I did here. I had the character look somewhere else, and I lowered one of these knees. I offset the hands. There's a little bit more asymmetry here. Sometimes it's a little bit more so. Sometimes you're already in the right direction, but you can push asymmetry and break the twinning even more. And like I mentioned, twinning is mostly happening in the timing. Everything's sort of moving at the same time. Here, we're really having one leg lead the other. This leg here, it's completely leading. Notice how here all parts of the body are hitting the last pose at the same time. See here? Whereas in this fixed animation, we see the legs hit the wall, and then we see this hand sway and delay all the way here. There's a huge delay. Twinning is one of the most invisible mistakes that can sneak into even polished animation, either in timing or posing. But once you start looking for it, you see it everywhere. Break the mirror, add the rhythm, let your characters breathe. Be it when doing an anticipation, it might need a little bit of a push and stay longer there, or an explosive jump right before the hold where it needs to last longer. Fix those asymmetries in the poses and you'll be golden. I'm Tiago, and if this helped, subscribe to this channel and go to animastery.net and make sure you grab my free guide. I've got more breakdowns coming your way soon.